Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Money Mindshift. This is ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator. And you know what we do. We back again with day number 12 on how rich people think. Now, here's the deal, guys. Wealth begins in the mind. Let me repeat that again. Wealth, it begins in the mind. So if you want to have rich results, we want to have rich thinking. And there's a difference between the way that rich people think and poor people thinking. So we're going on this journey, 100 days. We're now on day number 12. So just stick with us, because each and every day, Monday through Saturday, 6 days on, 1 day off, we're going to be here at 8 a.m. 15 minutes to change your world, to change your thinking, and to change your output. Garbage in, garbage out. But we are reprogramming ourselves so that we can have rich things in and rich things out in our life. And so we're going through the book, How Rich People Think by Steve Seibold. Steve, better get my check. And so here's the deal, guys. Here's what I found out, man. As I've gone from being a financial zero to a financial hero, people ask me all the time, what did I do? And I tell them, just like any successful person to tell you, that I read. And that is what I did. I started to read, to put into myself things that can help me change, help me to get out of debt, help me to do something different, because what I was doing before, it wasn't working. Well, it was working. It was putting me further and further behind the 8 ball. So I decided to do what rich people do. And one of the things that they do, they say that they read. And not just rich people, successful people. Successful people read. Now, here's the deal. I can easily tell you, go read this book. And guess what? 95% of the world just won't read it. So I decided, hey, let me try something different. Let me go back to the old days when people used to read to me when I was a child, because here's the deal. For many of us, we're adults. But when it comes to finances, we are kids in that area. So I decided to create a show where we will read together and we share this experience of going through this 100-day journey to change the way that we think so we can change our life. If you just change your mind, man, you would change your life, man. You'll change the way that you talk, you'll change the way that you walk, and you'll change the way that you act. And we all know that some of us just misbehave when it comes to our finances. So, hey, let us begin going through day number 12 of How Rich People Think. I'm super excited about this chapter because this got my favorite quote. So just bear with me. I'm going to be on fire today. Woo! The middle class believe the road to riches is paved with formal education. The world class believes the road to riches is paved with specific knowledge. I'll repeat that again. The middle class believe the road to riches is paved with formal education. The world class believe the road to riches is paved with specific knowledge. While the rich respect the power of formal education, they usually don't associate it with building a financial empire. Many world-class performers have little formal education and have amassed their wealth through the acquisition and subsequent sale of specific knowledge. Formal education teaches people how to think and perform in a linear world of commerce. Now, here's what we say, guys. We say, formal education teaches you how to get a job. At the end of the day, that's what we say. It teaches you how to get a job. And here we're saying it teaches you a linear way of thinking. In other words, trading your time for money. But the rich rarely become wealthy traders. The rich rarely become wealthy trading time for money. So you got to ask yourself, and you got to think about this for a second. Wherever you are in life right now, do you want to be rich? I think being rich is a worthy idea. Now, some people have a hard time saying it. They have a hard time talking about being rich. Now, I don't see a problem with it, because the more money that you have, the more good that you can do. Now, hopefully you're a good person. Hopefully you're going to do great things with the money. Hopefully you're going to build a school. You're going to build a hospital. You're going to build a church. I don't know what you're going to do with it, but hopefully you're going to do something great with it. But also hopefully that you retire not owing anybody. See, I think the difference is when I say, hey, do you want to be rich? What I'm saying is, do you want to own or do you want to owe? Let me repeat that again. When I say, do you want to be rich? What I'm saying is, do you want to own or do you want to owe? The good book tells us that we should be lenders and not borrowers, but 90% of America is borrowers. Do you want to be a lender where people pay you interest, or do you want to be a borrower where you pay people interest? I don't know. Do you want to be rich? And see, I think that is a shift in the mindset when we start talking about being rich. It's nothing wrong with talking about being rich, but we've been conditioned to believe that we shouldn't talk about being rich. I don't know why, but we're changing it today. The great ones operate from a non-linear mindset that keeps them perpetually in a consciousness of creative thought. Do you find yourself always thinking about creating something new, thinking about a new idea, thinking about taking something that you've already started and transforming it into something great and awesome, building upon your own greatness? Are you in a perpetual state of creative thought? And here's the deal, guys. For 20 plus years, from the time that you're 5 years old to the time that you're 21 or 25, you're being put into a box where you're not really being creative anymore. School in itself is all about repetition. It's all about how much you can record in your memory the answers to some test. It's not taking you to a place of creative thought unless you just happen to be in like an art school or something like that. But for the most part, you're conditioned to not be creative, which then could put you in the place that you're conditioned to get a job. Nothing wrong with a job. Makes you a living. That's great. But we're talking about making a fortune. We're talking about changing the world. You know what I'm going to do today? Same thing I do every day, Pinky. Try and take over the world. At this elevated level of thinking, there are no limits or boundaries, and the sole focus is on solving the seemingly unsolvable. In this nonlinear school of thought, 2 and 2 no longer equal 4, and anything is possible. Did you wake up today saying that anything is possible? And of course, you know what I say, not only is anything possible, but anything is possible for me. Not only is anything possible, but anything is possible for me. So in the comments below, I want you to write, it's possible for me. And we're going to probably do this every day because it's important that you get it in your soul that it's possible for me. So in the comments below, write, it's possible for me. Whatever it is that you're thinking about, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you want to create, whatever it is that you want to do, it's possible for me. Sometimes you saw that pause, you got to let it sink in sometimes. The rich use their brain power in addition to the brain power of others to hone in on ultra-specific solutions their competitors have given up on. Meanwhile, the masses are convinced that master's degrees and doctorates are the way to wealth, mostly because they are trapped in the linear line of thought that holds them back from higher levels of consciousness. Now, here's the deal, guys. I tell people that a lot of times you've learned how to get a degree. You've learned how to get a piece of paper, but many times we haven't learned how to leverage that degree. We haven't learned how to leverage it. And rich people think about leverage. How can I leverage not only the degree, but the skills, the talents, and the abilities that I've acquired? Now, think about this for a second. Many of you guys have done your own self-education. You've done some things that had nothing to do with getting a piece of paper. Now, I want to ask you, how are you leveraging that skill or that ability? Some of you guys, like for me, I like to talk. I'm leveraging it right now. How are you guys leveraging your skills and your abilities to get wealthy, to get rich, to get out of debt, to live the prosperous life? You've got many talents that you can capitalize on in a capitalistic society. Are you leveraging them? Did you put them on your resume? Did you let people know that, yes, I know how to create business cards. Yes, I know how to cut the grass. Yes, I know how to, whatever it is that you know how to do. And guess what? When you specifically know your specialized knowledge, now you can let the world know what you're good at and what they can pay you for to bring value into their life. The money is nothing but the exchange of value for value. You've got a valuable skill that other people don't want to learn or don't want, whatever. You know, most people just don't want to learn it, right? You've got a valuable skill. How can you leverage that? Let the world know that you've got this skill that's valuable. And then in return, they'll pay you for that value. Think about it. Hey, Certanium, I don't know if you know me, but my block game is on fleek. I had to say goodbye to you, sir. All right. One of the greatest secrets of the rich lies in their ability to rely on their common sense and a street smart approach to problem solving. While the middle class makes simple problems seem complex, the world class makes complex problems seem simple. Are you a person that makes complex problems seem simple? Are you the person that be like, man, it just seems like you just do things with such ease. Like everything that comes your way, you're able to handle it so simply while everybody else is just up in a roar about some issue that they have. Rich people, they find ways to solve problems. Rich people find ways to solve problems. If you want to get out of debt, if you want to live a prosperous life, here's the two things you need to do, need to focus on: solving more problems and serving more people. Solving more problems and serving more people. Now, here's the great thing. You've been given these gifts, these talents and abilities to go out and be a problem solver. Are you going to be a problem solver today? Are you going to use your gifts, your talents, your skills, and your abilities to go out and solve some problems today? Their ability to reduce any problem to an elementary level allows them to see solutions most academics wouldn't even consider. The wealthy aren't interested in the means, only the end. Think about that. The wealthy aren't interested in the means. They're only interested in the end. See, wealthy people, they are about results. They're about results. Many of the poor people, they focus on the details, the means. We're focusing on the end. Can we get the result? How can we efficiently get to the result that we're looking for? And see, for me, as a certified financial educator, I go out into the schools, the churches, the organizations, and the families. I'm teaching finances to fifth graders. Why am I doing that? Because I am making it simple. And if I can teach this concept to a fifth grader, then I can teach it to anybody. And so I don't focus on teaching the adults, because guess what? They'll come to the fifth grade class and they'll get a lot out of it, because it's something that hasn't been introduced to them on such a simple level that even a fifth grader can get it. So I'm breaking it down to a simple way, and I'm focusing on the end. The end result is to improve your life, to get you from being in debt to being in wealth. That's the end result, to change the community, the whole economics of our community itself, one family at a time. Solve the problem, get compensated, repeat the processes until you're rich. Here's your strategy. Solve the problem, get compensated, and repeat the process. Type that in the comments below. That's something that you want to take with you. Solve the problem, get compensated, repeat the process, and keep doing it until you're rich. Solve more problems, serve more people. End of story. This single-minded focus always pays off sooner or later, at which time the masses will call it luck. You ever been called lucky just because you continue to solve a problem, get compensated, and you just repeat the process? And now that you're at a place that you've elevated above your peers, they're calling you lucky. Well, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. I was just prepared for opportunities. While you were at the club, I was studying. While you were watching TV, I was reading. I was just willing to do things that you weren't willing to do so that I could live the life that you can't afford to live. Solve the problem, get compensated, and repeat the process. Here's our quote of the day. My favorite quote of all time from great Jim Rohn. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Formal education will make you a living. Nothing wrong with making a living. Making a living, that's fine. But self-education will make you a fortune. And making a fortune, that's super fine. Making a fortune is super fine. So here's our critical thinking question of the day. Here's something for you to think about as you are transforming your mind. You're having a money mind shift, and you're focusing on which road leads to riches. We've understood that it's the specified knowledge. It's what distinguishes you from the crowd. When people go to college and they all get a degree, right, and you got 50 people that graduate, you're now competing with one another. What distinguishes you from your peers? Y'all got the same degree? So what is your competitive advantage? Whatever specific knowledge that you've picked up along the way. And that's what I'm talking about. How do you leverage it? Well, you leverage it with your specific knowledge. What particular area are you going in? Where did you focus your attention on? Or did you just get something general? Generalities get paid general money. And we're not looking for general money. We're looking to hit the bank. See, I have no problem talking about money. I mean, I think we should all be as open and honest about this. Say, hey, we need to start having no problem talking about money. You can talk about it. You can bring about it. Here's your critical thinking question of the day. Do you have specific knowledge that can be traded for a fortune? Do you have specific knowledge that can be traded for a fortune? Something to think about. What do I specify in? And can it be traded for a fortune? So as I think about myself, and it's something for you to think about, as I think about myself, what I was saying about this space that I'm in, the financial literacy space, is that it's a big ocean. There is plenty of opportunity. We know it across the world, across the globe, across this nation, that this is a serious epidemic. And so I picked up the knowledge in order to solve some of the problems. The great thing is I don't have much competition. So I know that there's a fortune to be made in this area for those that are passionate in this area and that can get out and make a difference. So I've got the specialized knowledge. I'm in a field that is vast and huge, unlimited opportunity, and it has low competition. Huge opportunity to make a fortune. course, I don't focus on the fortune, though, because I don't focus on the money. I focus on the mission. But inherently, if you have a big enough mission and you have specific knowledge, money will come your way. Opportunity will come your way. In the beginning, you might do a lot of stuff for free, right? Because I'm competing with a lot of nonprofits, but the nonprofits aren't effective in what they're doing, because to give something away for free, but then tell people that money is exchange of value for value, I think that is a messed up thought process. You're giving it to them, but then you're telling them that they should pay for stuff. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm going about it a different way. But what is your specified knowledge? And can it be traded for a fortune? Now, I will tell you that, yes, it absolutely can. Whatever you specialize in, it can be traded for a fortune. But then you got to start thinking about, how can you trade it for a fortune? What do you need to do? What are the steps you need to do? How can you expand it? How can you grow it? This specialized knowledge that you have, it absolutely can be. But then you got to start asking yourself, how can I serve more people? 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 How can I get in front of more people? Here's the deal, guys. If you're only serving 10 people, you're getting 10 people worth of wages. If you're serving 1,000 people, you're getting 1,000 people worth of wages. If you're serving 1 million people, you're getting 1 million people worth of wages. How can I serve more people? In case you got some Christians out there to read the Holy Book, this is a biblical principle. Tell you to focus on serving. What we're doing right now, this platform that we're in, is serving more people. It's giving people access to one another to build networks. It's a service. I'm sure they're going to get paid for it. I'm sure they are working on some deals right now to get millions of dollars for this platform. It's a service. They may not be getting paid anything right now, but you best believe they're about to get paid if they're not already, whoever created Blab. And I know one of the VPs. How can you serve more people? All right, here's your action step for today, and then we'll be done. Decide today to become a lifelong student and take control of your own self-education. I think that's important to say. Take control of your own self-education. If you're just relying on this system to educate you, they're going to only teach you what they want you to learn. Let me repeat that again. If you're relying on this system to educate you, then you're only going to learn what they want you to learn. And guess what they don't want you to learn? They don't want you to learn how to be rich. They want you to learn how to work for somebody that's going to be rich. And repeat that again. They don't want you to learn how to be rich. They don't want you to be self-sufficient. They don't want you to be free financially. They want you to learn how to work for someone that's rich. Take control of your own self-education. Read, listen to CDs and MP3s, and attend seminars on subjects that can help you build your fortune. When was the last time you went to a seminar that can help you build your fortune? When the last time you read a book that can help you build your fortune? When the last time you listened to a CD or it's MP3 or watch something on YouTube that can help you build your fortune? Most people are watching television shows that aren't helping them do anything. And they call it what? Mindless activity, mindless entertainment. Now think about this for a second. I'm so done with my job. I'm so done with my day that I just need some mindless entertainment. Couldn't you be using some of that time to fill yourself with some knowledge, some inspiration, some motivation, some strategies, some stories from rich people in your field of your circle of influence that can help you build your fortune? You got a decision to make. Are you going to take control of your own self-education? Formal education will make you a living, and that's fine. But self-education will make you a fortune. And making a fortune, that's super fun. Hey, that's our time today, man. This is ERGJ, your certified financial educator. Day number 12 is complete. And we're basically saying that, hey, if you want poor people or the middle class, they focus on a formal education. And the rich, they focus on specialized knowledge. And you got to decide which road is going to lead you to riches. And I am suggesting to you that you need to take control of your own self-education. Put things in front of you each and every day that's going to help you build your fortune, because your fortune, your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is just waiting on you to get to the end of the rainbow. And that's your road to riches. We're going through the book, How Rich People Think by Steve Sidebold. Steve, make sure I get my check. Give me this free promotion, free marketing. And here's the deal. I'm going to be back tomorrow. We are going to be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock ERGJ, your certified financial educator. I'll be here at 8 a.m. And the question is, will you?